Alright guys, we got those chickens. If you've seen the last video, they're getting really big. They're about halfway to adulthood or more. And one of the things I'm trying to do is implement what I would call systems. I'm really terrible at it, but I'm trying. Where, like, for the longest time I've had to come out every morning and feed the chickens, and it's something that I don't want to do. I want it to be as automated as possible. And so I went online and looked at all the different chicken feeders, and one of my biggest gripes about the online chicken feeders is they just don't have a lot of capacity, and I don't want to have to come out. I want to be able to put a whole bag of feed in something and not go back for 2 weeks or whatever, week at least. So my goal is to make a feeder that will actually last a whole week or last at least a bag of food. So I'll take you guys through it. What I did is I got these. I already had 4-inch pipe, so I got 4-inch elbows and some adapters, and I got this tote, and that tote is big enough to hold 1 bag of feed, probably a little more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have basically a foot that's shaped like that, one on each end, and they're going to be holes cut in. They're going to face in so that they can stand under that, and hopefully it'll be a feeder that has more capacity, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll get started here in just a second. Alright guys, I cut a hole in here. There's going to be 4 of these holes. And then I use this tool here. I don't know what you're going to use. Sometimes this plastic will shatter if you use a saw. So I wasn't so sure, so I used a cut-off wheel to kind of cut it around the edge. Like, well, first I just cut the opening. You can see the piece over there. But then I worked my way around the edge to get a smooth finish. So what's going to happen here is I cut this is a slip ring, and I cut a piece of it off. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do is mark the slip ring. See those marks inside and out, so you can get the piece back together the way you want to line it up, because they don't always cut straight. This piece, these are in. So let me go back. So this distance right here is 1 3/4 from here to here. And this piece here is that same thickness, 1 3/4. But what we're going to do is we're going to put this ring. We're going to put this ring on inside the hole. So this is going to come up from the inside, and then this ring is going to go down on top of it and pinch the 2 pieces together. And we're going to use a clamp to be able to do that, and I'll show you that setup. But this is going to clamp that in between there like a bulkhead fitting. So we'll get that set up, and then we'll get back to it here in just a minute. Guys, the other thing you might do is number them, because once you're inside and outside the box, they're hard to see. So I got these primered and ready to go. So I'm just going to shove them through and hold them down. We'll see how it works. Got the hole ready to go. Guys, so this is what it looks like glued in, and then the other half is in here. Now what it's going to do, it's going to leave a little food, but it's not going to leave much. It's going to leave just this lip right here. So that's not a big deal. I don't have a problem with that. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them glued in, and we'll get the all these legs in, and then we'll continue on from there. Alright guys, those are just mocked up. If I come over, I can just take one off. So these are going to be the legs with the holes in them. I've got all the stubs in. They're pinched in between. The piece down there and then that piece are pinched together. So then the tubes there's going to have holes in them here, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But so we're going to cut that piece up, and we'll get those glued up. Talk to you in a little bit. Alright guys, I just wasted a huge amount of time. Let's try that again. So I already cut the holes, and I used a hole saw that I had already chucked up. It's 2 3/4. We'll see if that works. Here's the holes, and they're slightly off to one side. You can see both of them are off to one side. They're gonna go like that, except they're gonna line up. And we'll see how that turns out here in a minute as soon as they get it glued up. Alright guys, finished product minus paint. Those PVC pipes are not UVC stable, UV stable, excuse me, and neither is the container, so I'll need to paint it with some vinyl paint. But we'll show you the inside first. So there's the inside. You can see the holes going through. And then it may need to be stabilized a little bit, but this is the outside. So that should hold an entire bag or even 2 bags worth of food. And it means I don't have to feed them as much. I may have to stabilize the bottom there. We'll see when the weight gets in there if they push through. But this is kind of what I was hoping to do. I also may need some sort of rain guard right here in case the rain gets down in here and gets wet during the winter, so we'll see about that. But in the meantime, I will get some feed in it and we'll see it with the chickens eating out of it, and I'm going to paint it later. Talk to you guys in a little bit.
Way to do it again.
We're going to see if a whole bag fits. Oh yeah, you could put like 5 bags in there. Alright, bags in. Now if I can just get the chickens to feed here. Those holes are too big. So I would say the holes are too big, too far over on the side. I would have made them smaller. My main fear is that they'll knock food out everywhere. But it's a start. So we'll see how it goes. There's 1 bag there. Barely did anything. So I know I can put a lot more food in there. Anyways guys, like always I hope this helps somebody, and I'll talk to you guys later.